Today, the Office of Mauna Kea Management is having another of its Mauna Kea Volunteer Days. We have community volunteers that come up and help us take care of the land here at Halepohaku. We're pulling non-native species, mostly things like fireweed and mullein. We have a group of about 20 to 30 people today, and they're an excited bunch. They're from all over the island, from Hilo and Waimea and Kona, and everybody came up here this morning. It's a nice sunny day, but kind of breezy and brisk. There's ice in the puddles here this morning, so it's everybody's enjoying the sunshine and warming things up.
We just heard about the weed pull. Wanted to come out and give a hand and help out. I've worked on Mauna Kea for over 25 years. We also do a lot of hiking up here and just really enjoy this really special place, and thought it's about time we should pitch in and help Malama, so we decided to come out today. Okay, so while we were taught to find which kind of weeds to pull, like the fireweed, and then also told that among the fireweed you might find mamani seedlings. And we're so excited because we found 3 of them, and we were told to put rocks around it so people don't step on it, and then to tie a pink ribbon so that people can notice that it's a plant you want to take care of. So we found a really tiny one here, but it's really cool that we found it and that we can do a little part and play a little part in propagating the mamani, so it's super cool.
So the invasive species that are up here, there's a few species that we're targeting. One is the fireweed, the yellow flower that you see if you're driving through the Waikiki area or in Waimea. It's actually a wind-dispersed seed, blows around by wind, but also is on the people's vehicles and in their boot cuffs and whatnot when they come up here because it's so widespread on the island. There's also mullein and a few other non-native species that we remove at the same time. But the focus on the species that we have really helps us also detect non-native or an invasive ant species. All ants are invasive in Hawaii or non-native in Hawaii, and on Mauna Kea there are no ants that are present. So by helping detect ants early and when they get up here, we can respond and prevent ants from spreading into an area that so far the university's been able to keep ants out of. We're finding a lot of mamani. Actually, the past year or so has been a little moister than it has been for the past few years, and so there's a lot of young mamani seedlings that are sprouting up. Also ena, a small little herbaceous shrub, and aveo plants that are coming up. So it's really quite exciting to see a lot of keiki, plant keiki that are getting started here as have been in a slightly wetter spell for the past 6-8 months up here, which is nice to see for a change. So when folks first come up here, we'll briefly review the invasive species that they're going to pull and target that, and then we'll pull with them and help identify as we spot the native species while they're pulling. We'll point it out and then make little rock rings and flag off the native species so that folks don't inadvertently step on it, as well as help remind themselves the next time as they're looking around, they can just look for the spot with the pink flagging and see see what the native species look like.
More stuff. There you go.
So we've been doing this since 2012, and in that time we've had over 1,500 volunteers put in over 10,000 hours. We tend to do this on a monthly or every other month basis. Sometimes we'll have community groups that will volunteer, and we'll work just directly with that group, whether it's a Rotary Club or a school group or whatnot, and other times we'll have a public announcement by email and in the newspapers. So pay attention to that, and also to the Office of Mauna Kea website, which is omkm.org or malamamaunakea.org.